Your local election headquarters present the St. Louis County Executive Debate.
Good evening, I'm Shirley Washington.
And I'm Andy Banker. Welcome to the St. Louis County Executive Debate between Democrat incumbent Sam Page and his Republican challenger Mark Montalvanti. 2 weeks from today, Tom Grantham will be back on the road and back in the air again, driving to St. Louis to catch a flight to Boston for another round of treatment. And not just to keep on living, but to keep on giving back. Andy Banker, Fox 2 News. First on Fox, April 8th, and it certainly doesn't feel like it. Not like spring in St. Louis, but that's what it looks like. A cold start to our Friday, and then you see it, the snow started falling.
Yeah, then a freeze warning will be in effect. Our other top story, a man who works as the Easter Bunny at St. Clair Square Mall is accused of assaulting a Fairview Heights police officer.
Authorities had to use a taser to get him under arrest. Fox 2's Kelly Hoskins is live where it all unfolded. Hey, Kel.
And the members of 9 PBS.
Andy Banker making his debut from Fox News.
Thank you. Good to be here. Saying the federal government has to do it, and they have to do it now. No messing around. No excuses. Build them a school. Find a solution. Right. You left the mess in St. Louis.
Fox 2 presents Hancock and Kelly.
Yeah, good Sunday morning to you. Welcome to Hancock and Kelly on Fox 2, where we dive into the top issues of the week. On the right is John Hancock.
Morning.
And on the left, Michael Kelly.
Morning.
I'm Andy Banker, and on the agenda, what to do about the violent juvenile crime crisis now gripping the St. Louis region. The world reacts to an alleged murder at the hands of Memphis police. State lawmakers are looking at taking control of policing and prosecuting serious crimes in St. Louis. And Missouri's new attorney general takes on drag shows aimed at school kids.
This seems like they feel like they have a strong case that prosecutors would be eager to take to trial, right?
Yeah, slam dunk, Dan. It was supposed to start 3 days ago. No one showed up from the circuit attorney's office. We later find out that's because the attorney handling the case was on sick leave. But no one told the judge. No one asked the judge for a delay. No one said, hey, we have an attorney on sick leave. Can we delay this? And this defendant, Jonathan Jones, has invoked his right to a speedy trial. The judge says that means this trial has to wrap up by next Wednesday, April the 26th. He has set a court date for Gardner to appear on a possible contempt charge for Monday, the 24th. So the clock is ticking, and it very much looks like this may be another murder defendant in the city of St. Louis who goes free because of mismanagement in the circuit attorney's office.
I was going to ask.
This bell will sound when their time is up. County Executive Page, because you are the incumbent, you will go first with your opening statement, followed by Mr. Montalvanti. County Executive Page, you're up. You have 60 seconds. County Executive Page, do you believe this should be left sort of in the realm of the state and the school boards? What would you do to protect teachers, students, administrators in classrooms that are right now, in a lot of cases, soft targets? Mr. Page mentioned this topic earlier. The pot from the NFL settlement now sits at about $515 million. How much should St. Louis County get, and how should that money be used? Mr. Montalvanti, 60 seconds. Missouri lawmakers are considering a bill that would allow the governor to appoint a special prosecutor for violent felony cases in the city of St. Louis, where crime rates are among the highest in America, but prosecutions are not.
This is not a misperception. It's a reality. It can only get worse unless we get it under control. The city is at a tipping point.
Suspects in thousands of cases, crime cases, going back to 2020, both misdemeanor and felony, are awaiting a decision from St. Louis Circuit Attorney Kim Gardner and her team of prosecutors on whether to file charges. They're free until that decision is made. St. Louis police put that number at 4,200. Gardner's staff put it below 3,800. The new proposal would allow a special prosecutor to handle specific violent crimes, murders, shootings, robberies, and carjackings. State lawmakers are also considering a bill that would put the city police department back under state control. Michael, good idea, bad idea?
I don't know. We've got to do something. Kim Gardner is a failure.
What about state control of the police department? I mean, voters spoke on that in 2012, I think.
Right. Well, we'll see.
These aren't just Republicans pushing that. Donna
Right.
Behringer, who you heard from, is a Democratic state rep from the city.
Well,
of
I think
St.
it was
Louis.
Bob Dylan.
All right, weather, Chris.
I know, I couldn't believe I saw flurries today.
Explain this for us today.
He's like, it's not my fault.
It stinks.
It does.
Yeah, I mean, April 8th.
Yeah, you know. But, last April was cold, too. And
Experiencing it this year. It's been incredible.
Did you have a good time?
Yes, absolutely.
Isn't it amazing?
A quick brag. I was at Augusta National for the practice round Monday.
Of course you
Is
were.
that
I was
right?
there.
Of course you were.
I did not know that.
So was my
Tiger
producer,
Woods.
Roman
Detail.
Duenas. Everyone's been to the
Right.
Masters but me. It's ridiculous.
I haven't been either.
But I've
so
been to
there
a
you go.
Cardinals home opener, and that's all that
There you go. That's
better.
all that matters. All right,
better.
Dan, thanks. Still ahead on Fox 2 News at 5, drone delivery.
Where it's becoming reality and how exactly does it work?
Drone deliveries in North Texas, and they may be expanding across the country.
Walgreens and Google are using them now. News Nation reporter Marky Martin shows us how it works.
From drone technology to cameras scanning license plates in Illinois.
Lawmakers want to use them to crack down on crime in the land of Lincoln, but is that really all?
Welcome back to Fox 2 News at 5. Missouri students who want to attend virtual school must get approval from the local school district, not their parents.
Our Missouri Chief Capitol Bureau reporter Emily Manley is live with how lawmakers are working to change that process. Emily?
Pandemic.
We may soon see cameras being installed along Illinois highways, cameras made to scan license plates. Lawmakers say the LPR, license plate reader technology, will help crack down on carjackings and shootings. The Illinois House just passed a measure to install the cameras, and Governor J.B. Pritzker supports the expansion of surveillance technology. Another bill in the House that has yet to pass would give police access to vehicles' GPS data to help them track stolen vehicles.
We're not spying on people across the state.
Now, for now, the information would be used only in ongoing investigations. Lawmakers say in the future it could also be used to implement a mileage tax. It's a problem nearly every parent has had to deal with at one point or another. Now, zoo officials in Chicago are putting limits on a gorilla's screen time.
What? Well, just like other teenagers, Amare, the 16-year-old gorilla at the Lincoln Park Zoo, is fascinated by cell phones.
Not just zoo animals.
Well, the zoo is now keeping guests and their phones away from the glass. Sounds like a good idea. That poor gorilla. And if it could talk, it would probably say, I don't want to see that.
There's a lot of this going on in my house. Were we just better off without the things?
Some
Remember
things
those
we
days?
just don't need.
Remember the phone book?
Phone book, what's that?
Thanks for joining us for Fox 2 News at 5.
I'll see you back here tonight for Fox 2 News at 6.
Coverage you can count on. This is Fox 2 News at 10.
First on Fox, Fox 2 cameras catch thieves looting the former Famous Bar building in downtown St. Louis, where there are also rising concerns about fire.
And all of this comes days after Fox 2's Andy Banker broke the story of the historic building being condemned. Here is his exclusive follow-up report, new at 10.
Look at this, a couple of Christmas ornaments from the Macy's Famous Bar days. They hit the ground when someone crawled out of this hole with crates of wiring and other items. Last week we showed you the building was condemned, new boarding was put up. Now we can tell you it's not working. This was about 7:30 in the morning. You see someone rolling what appear to be bundles of wire through the hole. Around noon, I saw someone else crawl out. Saw you crawl out of there. He told me he was just getting out of the rain. About 30 minutes later, the same man, now wearing a coat, took a large box from the building with items spilling onto the sidewalk. He made another trip into the building and came out pulling a large crate full of wires. He then made trips with each load to the Convention Center Metrolink station 3 blocks away. We alerted police there was more activity minutes earlier.
Saw a guy walking down with a big copper pipe and God knows what else. It looks like a bunch of tools that he took from somewhere.
The day before, we saw a team of police and firefighters come out through the hole. They were assessing the building's fire suppression equipment, such as sprinkler systems. People who have been getting into the building recently have been starting fires.
They set little campfires in there.
There was some evidence that some smaller warming fires, if you will, had been utilized in the building. So obviously, that's a concern for the fire department, and another reason why it's good that our members were able to get inside, take a look around.
All of this comes only a week after the city's building division ordered an emergency board up of the 110-year-old architectural gem of more than 1 million square feet. occupying an entire block and a place in St. Louis's heart from times when things were different here. Andy Banker, Fox 2 News.
There is no word of any arrest for the looting. The city of St. Louis released a statement saying that its problem properties unit continues its effort to hold the out-of-state owners accountable for securing and maintaining the property. The owner, Hudson Holdings of Florida, faces fines of up to $500 a day under the city's condemnation proceedings. New at 5, a hero speaks. For the first time, we hear from one of those who confronted the gunman in the St. Louis school shooting Monday. Fox 2's Andy Banker is here with that and new revelations about the gunman and his weapon. Andy.
And first up, this hero, Mandy. Now, St. Louis City Public Schools do have unarmed security guards in the schools. They also have armed security officers who respond to the schools when needed. And so it happens that Captain Misty Dobines was one of the first to enter the Central Visual and Performing Arts High School and the first to confront the gunman.
In this role, you have to keep in your mind, what if? I could smell the gunpowder. Said I could just hear, gunshots. Wow, wow.
21 years on the job, and the moment St. Louis City Public Schools graduate, now security captain Misty Dobines, trained for but never truly expected, was at hand. It's very emotional to think about. Dobines and her partner searching classrooms following the sound of gunfire to the 3rd floor of the main building. She says in a hallway near the stairwell, someone ran by, the gunman close behind.
I know what an AR looks like. He had it down. And then when I saw that, I looked, I was like, he got an AR.
Along with the gun, police say he had more than 600 rounds of ammunition. Police have also revealed he had been receiving treatment for mental health issues and that his family called police after he bought the gun in a private purchase.
The officers in their response handed it over to somebody else, an adult who was lawfully able to possess it. The mother at the time wanted it out of the house, so they facilitated that. This other party had it. How he acquired it after that, we don't know.
Captain Dobine says only that she engaged the gunman and retreated slightly for protection. 2 police officers arrived, more followed. She says police then took the lead as the search resumed and officers took out the gunman. Dobines then began clearing classrooms, so impressed with students leaving the building with their hands raised as she instructed. And finally, she made it to the principal's office, where staff, like the students, were still afraid to remove the barricades from their doors.
She came out, she said, she came out because she heard my voice. And I knew Dobines was there. It wasn't just me, it was everybody. Everybody played a part. It made me feel proud.
And she said she's really proud of those students. And all of that, Mandy, and she still wasn't done. She went on to the next task of helping the close to 700 frightened students and their very frightened parents find each other.
Yeah, she's one of several heroes from that day. Andy, thank you. And a tragedy